Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £200 worth of 10p's to have a hunt through. We're looking for those really tricksy alphabet 10p's. We want some 2019 ones. We've never filled a 2019 book, but we're making good progress. We've got A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M, N, O, R, T, U, V and X. So that's what, 3, 6, 7 to go. And then for the first time, we will have finished a 2019 book. Holy Toledo. Don't hold your breath, this might be going for another 12 months to 18 months before we actually do that. But because the 2019s are so hard to find, so rare and scarce in circulation, we started a second 2018 book. As you can see, we need two, isn't it? H for Houses of Parliament and T for the drink tea. And then for the second time, we will be completing a 2018 book. So let's get into these bags, see if we can do that. Okay, then we're gonna get into some questions or comments that have been left on my videos. Apologies if I sound a bit odd. I lost the sense of hearing in my left ear about 3 weeks ago and my right ear about a week ago, and I'm waiting for an appointment to get them checked out, so I haven't been able to hear myself talk. So if I'm talking a little bit louder or a little bit weirder, it's because I can't really hear anything at the moment. Okay, Tockle76 says, Numista is only good if you are looking for random coins and anomalies. Its UI, that's user interface, right, is not fit for collect whole set collections, as they do not have grid displays for country coins. The thing that they offer as grid. I've no idea what you mean, I'm afraid. I find Numista incredibly helpful, incredibly useful. For collect whole sets, I don't even know what you're on about there. If you don't like Numista, there's plenty of other ones. I hear lots of people talk about lots of different ones, but I've never had a problem with Numista, so I wouldn't change. And the effort to change from one system to another after logging all your coins is not something that I would want to. It would have to be an absolutely game-changing feature to make me port over my collection from Numista manually. Oh, there we go. One for the alphabet series. Will it be a 2019 or will it be a 2018? 2018. Wonderful. V for Villages. Not one we need for the book, but always happy when one of those turn up. Gordon Wyness. I apologise if I mispronounced your name. Where'd you get the vintage figure of around 5 million when official and other sources have put it at 1.3 million? That's probably the Platinum Jubilee 50p. So initially about 1.3 million were minted. They had an upper limit of 5 million and 1,000 or 5 million and 70, and they would mint them up to the requirements. So if they only required 2 million, they would stop at 2 million. But it seems as if the whole mintage has been fulfilled, is what I have heard and been told. We won't know until a couple of years after for the actual confirmation of mintage figures, and that's what I wait for. So I've got all my Platinum Jubilee 50p's in a little pot off to the side, and I'll keep them until we find out mintages, and if they end up being a low minted one, then I'd probably keep them. If they end up being, I don't know with this one. This one's a little bit different because of the recent passing of the Queen, the impact on the price of it. I specifically haven't put a value on the Platinum 50p because I think you need to know mintage figures, and I think we need to be out of the we're still very close or very recent that the Queen has passed away, so that has sort of artificially inflated price of coins. So I wouldn't want to put a price on that one yet until we get mintage figures, until the effect of people outside of coin collecting buying up the coins, or people within coin collecting buying up those coins, sort of settles the price down. So there we go. Jim Ferry says, I reckon Christopher will get to design his own coin in the future. There's not many more people with a passion for coins like him. Well, thank you very much, Jim. That's a very kind message. I would love to. As a coin collector, is there anything cooler than having to be able to design your own coin and have that minted by the Royal Mint? And then if it's circulated, oh my goodness. I would be absolutely beside myself with happiness. That would be so cool. The only stumbling block is I'm not an artistic person. I'm not particularly creative. I've got ideas. I have pitched ideas like the UK county set of coins, which I think would do really, really well and be really good for coin collecting. But I have no artistic talent in order to create a design. I think I'd need to pair up with someone to turn all of my thoughts and ideas into actual designs. Sammy X says, I didn't know there were alphabet coins. I've never even seen, I've never even saw one. So yes, they are incredibly scarce, so hard to find. As you can see in these videos, I can hunt through £200 worth of 10p's and feel it's a success just to find one. So if you're just hunting through your change, there's only one person that I know of, or obviously I've heard in the comments from loads of people, but in my life only one person I know that has found an alphabet 10p in their change. That was my mother, who found B for Bond in change from McDonald's. She'd be keeping an eye out for them for me. She found it and got so excited, inhaled so much she was worried she's going to swallow the coin. So they are hard to find. Angela Crutchley says, when are you beginning therapy, Christopher? I knew that 1993 would reappear. Yes, so every now and again I'll see a curious little coin as I'm hunting through the coins. So there's something a little bit off about the way it looks. It might not be enough for me to say it's an error. It might not be enough to even say it's an anomaly, but it just jumps out to me because there is something off about this coin. There is something a little bit different. And yeah, 9 times out of 10, I put them into my collection, even after having said, I think this example, I said, no, I'm not going to do this. I've got too many coins anyway. I'm not going to keep this one. And as I was checking through for rotations and dates and things like that, I kept it. So yeah, I did. Therapy sounds like a good idea. Dan's Model Railways says, Christopher, if you find a £2 coin that you already have that's in better condition than the one on the book, do you swap them over? Very, very infrequently. The problem with doing that, it opens the floodgates, because I'll be forever swapping and changing the coins that are in the books, and it just doesn't seem like the best use of my time to do that. If something is really, really horrible, then if I can remember it as I'm going through the coins doing the hunt, then yes, I will swap them out, but few and far between. Oh, what's this? Mini D25 says, Hi Christopher, sorry if this question has been asked or answered before, but what would you do with a 2019 restrike? Would you replace the one in the book or add another square in the book for it? Wouldn't go into the book. NIFCs I don't put into the book. I just pop them into my collection. I got a great big tub I showed in last week's Q&A, I think it was. That's got all my coins that I found or kept since 2019. Since 2019, what am I on about? Since my last whole collection video update, where I sorted and put everything into flips and into my collection. And yeah, so the NIFCs are in flips in my collection. Okay, big question from Graham Turner, regular commenter. Thank you, Graham. Says, hi Christopher. You had your work cut out on some of those coppers. The internet is definitely a godsend in this situation. In my younger days, we relied on a library, dealers and magazines. The quarter anna was my favourite. It was minted for the East India Company, and they ran British India at the time, only coming under British government control after the 1857 revolt. So that's on my World Coin Hunt, a curious copper coin collection. And yes, sometimes the coins are pretty battered and the dates are really hard to tell. Sometimes it's even hard to find denominations or countries, things like that. But I'm pretty persistent and stubborn, and I've got a great group of friends over on Discord, my coin collecting Discord server, that if I am absolutely stuck on, I can generally rely on to sort of help me try and narrow it down somewhat. So yes, it's difficult, but it's the feeling of accomplishment when you manage to track down that coin. Greg Watchhorn says, hi Christopher, love watching your hunts here in Ireland. Quick question, how many Kew Gardens do you have in your collection? I found 4. I found one before I started making the YouTube videos. I found one quite early into the channel, and that was a really popular video as my channel was sort of taking off. I found one with my good friend and fellow CoinTuber Laughter, and I found another one on my own, so that's 4. If you counted the 2019 restrikes, I think I've got the BU one, and someone sent me a carded, brilliant uncirculated one as well, which was very kind of them. Jade, oh, you've got a surname. Kubazevsky. I apologise if I have mispronounced that. That's my best attempt. Question for the 10p hunt. The world coins you find in 10p hunts, do you put them in world coin hunts? They will kind of, maybe, sort of. I've mentioned it a few times. There's a tin of coins, of world coins that I've just stashed away into this tin, and I want to make a video going through that, separating them out into their countries, figuring out what I don't already have in my collection, and I would love to know, out of that great big tub of coins, how many are new coins for my collection. The rest, I am trying to figure out a way to sort of redistribute my duplicate world coins, because I kind of need to slim them down a bit, because it's got a little bit unmanageable in terms of the volume of them. But as I said a bazillion times, I need to finish sorting my collection, so I might do that in November. I've got a week off in November to do that. Mark P says, hi Christopher, have you ever found out about an error coin and then gone back through your collection and found you had one of them, e.g. Benjamin misaligns or Brexit dates? So I've obviously checked back in my collection. So when the edge inscription on the Shakespeare tragedies came out, I went through all of the Shakespeare tragedies I'd kept, but I hadn't found any of those that have the error. Brexits, I didn't have that many Brexits stashed away. I haven't checked back on the old books, to be fair, so possibly. I think the chance of that having the wrong dated one is pretty slim. But yeah, if there's a big error that gets announced, generally I will have a peer through the stuff that I've kept to see if I've got any. The Blind Beggar says, son, it's Z not Z, don't you know? Well, I think your profile picture with the middle finger up says it all. If that is going to cause you enough concern that you need to leave it, comment. I suggest you go watch someone else. Phylock says, are you a vampire? Not to my knowledge. Some of these they just make me chuckle when I see them. I've got to save them for these. Last comment we'll go through is King Kermit the First. What a username. That's an amazing username. And an icon as well. A very cool icon of a very regal looking Kermit the Frog. Says, have you ever found a Falklands coin? Yes, every now and again I do find Falklands coins. I'm sure it was Caledonian coins that I was talking to at the time, and he said something about Falkland coins. I'm sure it's Cali that said this. Whenever the people I try to credit people, I generally have a habit of misquoting or what am I trying to say? Oh, my brain is not working. Accrediting it to the wrong person, basically. Miscrediting it? Anyway, sure it was Callie that said this. He said it more succinctly than I have. That the distance that a Falkland coin has had to travel to make its way back into UK change is quite impressive. It's a very, very far away place, and for it to turn up in the hunt is a real bonus. So I do quite like finding those Falkland coins because they're so few and far between. I'd love to find a Falkland pound coin once it becomes feasible and worthwhile hunting through pound coins, like when we get our new commemorative pound coin next year. But looking forward to doing that. Well, with that being said though, let's get back to the coins. Well, there we go, a real host of finds. We got one Alphabet 10 PV for Villages, which we don't need for the book because it's a 2018. We have got Guernsey Tomatoes 92, good vintage. Isle of Man Manx Cat from 2020. The Europort, which is Gibraltarian, 93 is that? I think so. Jersey 2012, Jersey 2007. This one's quite interesting because it's got just a bit of writing on it. I don't know if that's just someone scribbled on it or whatever, the viewer or whoever has done that. I do pick out ones that have been written on because I think they're quite neat, because there's a chance you can be able to track down and find out who did that. And then this one. So these have turned up every now and again, and it's quite a consistent pattern. A little circle drill in the coin, and then these weird little triangles. You can see? I have got no idea what causes these. People have said it's sort of a metallurgic test, but who's doing that? And always the same shapes. So fascinating to know what causes those. I've got a fair few of those across different denominations in my collection, which I think are quite cool. That's everything. I think you might have noticed I pulled out a couple because I do have a date run of these. I just haven't added the most recent dates into that, so I think I'm missing those two, so I just pulled them out to put into my date run. But a whole host. Let's turn them back over so we can see the actual designs, Christopher. Okay, I really like the Manx Cat. If we didn't find an Alphabet 10p, which, because they're so scarce and hard to find, I really do like those. So the Manx Cat is one of the top finds. But let me know in the comments what's your favourite coin from today's video. As ever, there's links in the description to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come and chat to a bunch of other coin collectors, and also my social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the new PO Box address you can write into, and of course the Britannia Coin Company, who I make videos for as my day job, so please do go and check those out as well. All that leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!